Put the work in, buy you lonely, you don't need nobody else. When I come and get you, ain't nobody that could help. Turn your hustle up and turn your riches into wealth. I don't need you, no, I'm better off by myself. It's a code of silence, so the killers moving stealth. But the weed is loud, so that's probably what you smell. Yeah, Zaz, this is not top shelf. When you cross the line, that's bad for your health. Getting paid from the dawn till the dusk. I'm going all in, I'ma call you bluff. For them dead presidents and our law we trust. I'm a Cali bear and I gotta feed my cubs. Investment properties and a fleet of trucks. I heard it was a drought, but it's looking like a flood. My niggas in Detroit call this shit crud. Strapped like Elmer Fudd, no snails, all slugs. Put the work in, buy you lonely, you don't need nobody else. When I come and get you, ain't nobody that could help. Turn your hustle up and turn your riches into wealth. Do it yourself, do it yourself, do it yourself, do it yourself. Put the work in, buy you lonely, you don't need nobody else. When I come and get you, ain't nobody that can help. Turn your hustle up and turn your riches into wealth. Do it yourself, do it yourself, do it yourself, do it yourself. Why? Cause they giving up info. It's a cold game, niggas wearing snitch coats. They tryna sack the quarterback, call an audible counterattack and throw it back to your zip code. Start a business on my cell phone, now we doing merchandise and overnight ship those. Buy it for the low, when I sell it for the high, then it multiply tenfold. I can show them better than I can tell them. But if I do, then I might have to kill them. 2 shots into your cerebellum. Suit them up and Paul bear 'em. I need high notes like falsetto. In a big medallion all metal. Like a first place gold medal. I want the most, nevertheless I won't settle. Put the work in, buy you lonely, you don't need nobody else. When I come and get you, ain't nobody that could help. Turn your hustle up and turn your riches into wealth. Do it yourself, do it yourself, do it yourself, do it yourself. Put the work in, buy you lonely, you don't need nobody else. When I come and get you, ain't nobody that can help. Turn your hustle up and turn your riches into wealth. Do it yourself, do it yourself, do it yourself, do it yourself.
Yeah, do it yourself, baby. Yeah, do it yourself, baby. You don't need nobody else. That's what I'm talking about. Welcome, y'all. Welcome. I'm feeling good. It's feeling better every time I turn this camera on. Every time I hear my voice, I'm feeling a little bit better. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, all on the business. About to change the name soon to AOB TV. You know, on YouTube, it's going to say AOB TV. But y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe so y'all can get the updates and get the bell when I tap in. So, you know, today I just wanted to get on real briefly and talk about a couple things, you know, before we get off into the morning maxim. I want to talk about communication first, you know, and a barrier, an invisible barrier that exists between people. You know, I went to the park. I took my children to the park, and we at the park, right? And there's a lot of children at the park, right? Now, I'm there with my children. They playing, and my children, you know, they play with other children. They bring their toys. And usually when my children bring their toys, the other children at the park like to come play with my children because they got their toys and stuff. So, you know, I like that type of stuff. I like when the kids all play with each other. I don't care who toys it is. So, you know, the children, they come up and play with the toys. They always talking to my children, right? But a lot of the times, the children that come up, they grab the toys and they'll walk away. And I have to, you know, my son to tell him, like, hey, hold on. This is our toys. We playing right here. And it's times where I got to tell certain kids, you know, that look like they about to cry, you know, hey, man, it's all good. Come over here, man. Come play with the kids, you know, with a smile on my face and all that. And super high fives and all that, because you don't want to put the children down. You know, it's not about putting the children down. It's just, you know, my children don't want to be sad. Their toys getting taken, and they don't want to. Look, one of my other sons, he ready to kick one of the kids in the head. I said, no. You got to build. You got to say, peace. Listen, this is our toy. We're going to all play together, and that's that. Draw a line in the sand. However, 100% of the time when the children come play with my children that happen to take some toys away, it's always some women that bring their children, but it don't be no man with them. You know, it be a woman with her children. And I don't just be approaching the women and, you know, because I don't know if it's a man around that they dealing with. But at the same time, the way I see it and the way I was raised is when your children come play with somebody else's children, you go introduce yourself to that child's parent, because you don't just let your children play with anybody, any stranger. Don't talk to strangers. Now, if my child is going to come play with your child, I'm definitely about to come check your temperature. You know, because your child might come out the mouth and say something real ignorant, and I got to know who I'm dealing with before it happens. Your child might be the best child in the world, and they want to come play later. They want to be friends with my children. They want to hang out and go places, and I need to communicate with you. And it's best to communicate first as adults. So one day I'm up there, I see my son, he getting older. I see him looking at this girl. She looking at him, they little kids. But, I'm grown, so I peep it. I tell my son, why don't you just go say something? You don't know how to, talk yet, but you ain't that type of talk. Just go, if y'all just staring at each other, say hi, wave or something. I'm trying to tell my son, trying to show him, like, you need to talk. I turned my back and I went to get some water for their sand castle. When I came back, the little girls had came over there. It was like a girl that was my son's age and then two other her little sisters or something. And they all wanted to play in the same box. But, you see the children easing towards each other. So I'm the one that's going to break the ice for all these children. How y'all doing? This is my son. This is my daughter. And how y'all do? Y'all got to introduce each other. Y'all playing with each other, but y'all haven't, and y'all got to get used to doing that. So I'm explaining it to these children. And I'll step back and I'm sitting down chilling now. The little girl's mother walks up, but she walks up and watches them. But she don't say nothing to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, damn, that shit crazy. Like she's talking to the children. Like her children walked over to my children. So it just only be right for me in my mind. It's not hitting on me. None of that. It's just, how you doing? I'm such and such. This is my children. They're just playing. So I'll just let you know, I'm over here. I'm just letting you know in case I'm over there with my family. This us. I see y'all over here. I just wanted to come introduce myself. What's wrong with that? Instead, we got to give each other this stare, this look, this I understand. What's understood don't got to be explained type of thing. And that ain't it. No, it's got to be explained. So it's like, fellas, stop letting your women go to the park with your children without you. Or if they go, you know what I'm saying, and they play, let them play. I mean, everybody, I ain't saying women got to talk. It's just a simple thing. Communication. How you doing? This is my children. Respectful, because you listen, some women up there with the ta-ta. The ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. And you ain't finna play with these women. They'll bust your ass in your head. So, as a man, you got to be, if you at the park with your children, be respectful. Don't be trying to, be a dog type of dude. You want to hit on all the women with children. Nah, that's not how it's done. I go to the park. I'm coming to play. We coming to play. Coming to be cordial. Coming to be stand-up human beings. And that's where it's going to lead. That's where it's going to go. So, it's just like, are we going to talk or are we not going to talk? Are you going to say hi? You're not going to say hi. The children obviously don't know how to communicate, and they getting that shit from us. And we can't allow if we going to be the one, we obviously got a problem with communicating with each other. Us adults who have been affected by slavery. If you even want to admit you was affected, if not just us adults, we got a problem communicating, us black adults, brown, so-called African Americans and Mexicans, and we don't communicate right. Look at the damn Congress lady in L.A. calling a little black boy a monkey, talking about she want to take him around the corner and whoop him and all that type of shit. So this type of shit we got to deal with internally when people are thinking these things about us internally, and that's a problem because you too much of a coward to say how you feel out loud because you know how you feel is not right. You know what I'm saying? And if your feelings ain't right, you shouldn't say. If you ain't got nothing good to say, you should keep it to yourself. So just want to talk about communication between men and women. Get up off that sexual mentality. Get up off that, if you approaching somebody, it's got to be some type of lead way, gateway to sex. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't saying sex ain't natural. That's a natural thing. People going to have sex. People going to do what they do. What I'm saying is, if you in a situation where, unless it calls for you at the park and you meet a woman and y'all got children and y'all talking, like that's completely normal too. But to not communicate at all, to allow, that's like, letting your children go over play. When I was young, you couldn't just go play at somebody's house. If my mama didn't like the way, your family structure was, we probably couldn't go over there. You could come to our house and we could play in the streets, but my mama would tell you, like, man, don't be going in that dude's house. Listen, that's his mother's house, and that's how she would explain it. If you got permission or whatever, okay, but don't go over there eating. Don't go over there overstaying your welcome, and don't go over there trying to make it your house, because it ain't your house. And that's what my mama used to tell her, like, listen, you need to learn how to, don't be calling people before 10 o'clock. You want to call your friend, when you're young. We didn't have cell phones. We had the house phone. So it's like you getting up, it's early, you bored, you watching your cartoon, I'm going to call the homie. My mama tell you don't call nobody goddamn house phone until it's at least 10 o'clock. Boy, we calling at 10 too. But, communication is where it's at. Let's not be afraid to just say peace, because I damn sure going to say peace, and I'm damn sure not going to let none of your children come play with none of my children unless, we all going to talk. I'm talking about the children going to come and say, he's a cool guy, Mom. He's cool. That's what they going to say about me when they walk back over there, because I'm going to put the biggest smile on, just like I do with my children. I'm going to make sure they happy and having fun. And it's going to come with education, and it's going to be discipline attached to all this fun if you getting out of line. I ain't saying physical, and I ain't saying mental abuse. I'm talking about discipline as far as structure. So, just for example, the little girl threw sand at her sister, not at my children, at her sister. When she did that, I got up and I said, listen, no throwing sand. Don't do that. You gonna hurt. You could hurt her. You could get dirt in her eye. You know what I'm saying? And when I said that, it was just like they daddy said it. It's like they like, yeah, okay. And they stopped, and now they playing back to normal. But all that horse playing and all that, we going to nip that in the bud, just like if it was your parents here. Don't act like you finna just act a fool over here. And that's the discipline. I ain't going to take you around the corner, whoop you, and bring you back normal. No, I'm not doing, that's weird. Now, if you get way out of line and you doing too much, I'm going to go talk to your parents. Hey, man, how you doing? I'm over here with my children, man. I just got to come tell you, bro. Can I talk to you in private? Listen, man, I'm not sure what's going on. Your daughter she wilding. I'm not going to say she tripping, because that's your child, bro, and I'm respectful to all children. But, I'm not sure what's exactly going on. But I don't, I can't discipline your child, and I can't tell her what to do and tell her, go with your mind. But really, it's like I don't want to be mean to her in front of my children. But if, you know what I'm saying, if my children get to acting a fool, I'm going to discipline them. It's not going to be no, you in trouble in front of people. It's going to be, get your butt over here and take a seat. You're going to sit down and you're going to relax until you calm down and think about what you was doing. And then you get back out there. Or maybe you need to play by yourself, or you make adjustments. But however it got to go, this is the growth and development of children. And you got parents or adults acting like children and don't know how to communicate and come to the park with their children half naked and bikinis on at the park, which is next to the beach or whatever. And if that's how y'all get down, that's how y'all get down. But that's not how all of us is getting down. And, everybody not eating chitlins and gumbo. You know what I mean? To the chitlins and gumbo crowd, we can all hang out, but, don't offer my children chitlins and gumbo. You know what I'm saying? Don't let your children go play with nobody. It's like you want somebody to offer your children something, you ain't there, or you don't know who you dealing with exactly. So, and you know maybe just by looking at me that I ain't that type of person, because I got these children with me and they look like they healthy and they ain't like they abused, right? You can see results, but don't take things on face value. Don't take anything on face value. unless you exchange something for the value of equal value, which is sometimes a handshake. A handshake is because sometimes start an agreement and a contract. Verbal agreements start with words and handshakes. Value exchange for value. No face value for something that's not, for worthlessness. Okay? What's a pet peeve? Yo, behavior or display that generates slight annoyance in people. I had to pull it up. Listen, I have pet peeves. Y'all want to know a pet peeve of mine? Yeah, I'm gonna give you the one on the top of the list. The number one pet peeve. And I want y'all to go ahead and leave your number one pet peeves in the bottom. You know what I'm saying? My number one pet peeve is when somebody asks me, "Are you working today?" Whew, it's a pet peeve, boy. Boy, you gonna make my steam blow out the ears, boys. Up toot toot like a train. You about to make me go crazy asking me, "Are you working today?" Or and then here this is how they soften it up. Anybody that asks you that, you tell them, "Look, man, I work every day." So tomorrow you ain't gotta ask me that. Hey, but listen, tomorrow they gonna ask you, "What you doing today?" You working? You feel what I'm saying? And they're not gonna ask you what you doing at 7:00 at night. They're gonna ask you what you doing at work, during work hours, before work. They're gonna ask you what you doing today. And you're gonna say, "Mother, I am working. I'm working every day. Ain't no days off. Ain't no rest for the weary." Shouts out to the spook who sat by the door. Ain't no rest for the weary. Ain't no rest for the weary. Ain't no such thing as a weekend. Ain't no such thing as a day off. Ain't no, what? Are you working today? What you doing today? Trying to destroy racism. Trying to defeat so-called false white supremacy where Congress people, senators, and elected officials can call young black children monkey boys and say that they would beat them. What's the difference between her and Emmett Till and what happened to Emmett Till? What's the difference except that they didn't just execute and go do it? She's saying it. It's the thought that counts, right? I could give you a fucked up gift. Ain't worth shit. It's the thought that counts, right? She thinking about it. It's people thinking about that shit. So now, what are you supposed to think about? What you think I'm thinking about? Taking her around the corner and whooping her ass and straightening her ass out. Let's whoop her ass and straighten her out and bring her back around the corner straightened up. You feel what I'm saying? That's the equivalent. That's not right. We don't talk like that. We don't talk like that. We don't even feel like that after we hear her say some stuff like that. After we hear her call us a monkey and say, we don't even feel like we should take her around the corner and whoop on her. We be feeling like she need to get fired. She need to lose her money. We think that money matter. We be feeling like it's going to change. Pray on it. Lord Jesus, pray on it. Don't do it. See, I like the people that say pray on it, but they telling you to do something too, though. Now, I ain't knocking you. I ain't knocking none of your prayers. I'm knocking inactivity. Any inactivity, any stalemate, any default, any slow gassing. Make your decision today. Are you going to accept the pet peeves? I got many more pet peeves, but one of them is, are you working today? I'm going to ask you, are you working today? Are you up today listening to this? Did you work today? Did you go to work on a Sunday? Or did you watch the football games? Or did you work and watch the football game? Hey, maybe you work at the football game. That ain't the type of work I'm talking about. That's the type of work they want me to do, though. They want me to go sell hot dogs and popcorn. They want me to go to the 7-Eleven and say, thank you, come again. This is where they want some me to work at, on a assembly line. Shouts out George Washington Carver. You know, poor black man. Great black man. Poor. Ask about him. Poor black man. Whole city. Stimulated the whole city of Detroit with the assembly line. Did you know that George Washington Carver invented the assembly line? Like when you go to like a science fair and you look at an assembly line where you put like a little ball in a basket and it drops down, flips, hits this spring, bounces up, goes here, goes there. Okay, and then the ball ends up at the end, and then it keeps going, perpetual, right? Like at the end, the ball will drop back in the basket and do it again without you having to drop the ball in the basket again. It'll just keep going over and over, perpetual motion, perpetual energy. That is what was invented by George Washington Carver, just to outline. And you know what it did? Instead of dropping a ball, he would drop a peanut or he would drop a soybean. And that little soybean would drop, boom. But it's more like the laboratory type of assembly line. So forget that little maze. Just think about it like this. The peanut would drop into this liquid. It'll boil. Another peanut, it was too heavy. This heavy peanut would drop into this grinder. Turn into dust. This other peanut would drop into, turn into that. And then these peanuts will go through different processes to generate different products. And he created over 600 products out of the soybean and the peanut. And I'm freestyling, so I might be off on as far as whether it was the soybean or the peanut. I just know he got over 600 things that he made with one assembly line. And this is what was used to make all these cars for Henry Ford. And he put all them black people on them assembly lines. And look how they living now. Go look how they living now, them people that was on them assembly lines. Man, just sad, man. Just sad, man. Pet peeves, are you working today? Yeah, I'm working today. What the fuck you doing today? You not working today? You telling me you off? What you off of? You off some drugs or you on some drugs? Which one? You either off or you on. I don't got a light switch like that. I don't got a week and a weekend. I don't got a weekend. My weeks don't end. And I ain't weak. I ain't weak. Come on, man. You ain't never heard that term. Man, you 7 days. Ain't nobody ever called me 7 days, but I'm just saying, that's a term. If somebody say you 7 days, they saying you weak. Boy, you 7 days. Shouts out to E40. He probably got that from somebody else many moons ago. Shouts out to 40 Water. I'm just saying, man. I got too much game not to give it away. AOB Talk Radio, AOB TV, coming at you today with the morning maxim. A conclusion about the use of a thing from its abuse is invalid. All you smart, high, educational brothers. It was hard to get that one out. I ain't said that in a long time. All you high education, see, I've been saying it proper. Educational. Edumacation. That's what I'm saying. All you proper educational brothers out there, all you high scientists, and I'm being sarcastic because I gotta make somebody laugh tonight. Tonight, there's gotta be some humor. So anybody that feels like they can explain what that means, please, because I don't know what the hell it means. I got a valid guess. Now, what I think it means is when you conclude something, that's the final decision. That's the end. Now, when you make a final decision about the use of a thing, and you try to separate the use from the abuse, you have an invalid argument. Invalid argument. Because you can't separate the use from the abuse. Think about that. You cannot separate the use from the abuse. Now, if there was no abuse, then every argument is valid. Explain that. Okay, let me try my best. Let's say you got a firearm. What's a valid use for a firearm? Self-defense. Period. You defending yourself, your family, that's a valid reason to use the firearm. However, if you go outside on the 4th of July and you bust your whole clip in the air, pa 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 pa, 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 the whole clip, right, in the air, which is a waste of money, waste of ammunition, and a bullet might come down and hit somebody. You don't even think about that part. But anyways, that's abuse. And you can't separate the use from that type of abuse. You have no valid reason for going outside on July 4th and shooting in the air. A conclusion about the use of a thing from its abuse is invalid. That's today's morning maxim, y'all. So I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to think about that. Today is a great day to be alive. And it's a great day because it's another day for you to learn how to bring balance into your life. So today is another day for you to focus on what it is that you need to do to generate the balance. So let me give you an example. If you know you ain't been eating healthy, you need to start eating healthy. But in order for you to eat healthy, you have to have a realization that you out of balance. You out of balance. If the merits of your morals are not in tune with the merits of your actions, then you are out of balance. You need to line up your morals, values, and your actions. And that's going to bring the best out of you. That's going to bring the tip top out of you. It don't matter what it is. If your morals is to let's just say your morals is to strip. You a stripper? Because I don't like using the best thing. I like using something that you may say is bad. So let's say it's a stripper out there. And her morals to you might be fucked up. But her morals is, look, I got to get this bag. So what she do to get that bag? She go to work. But if she go to work and she do the lazy jiggle, the lazy wiggle. If she do the lazy wiggle, she not going, it's not going to balance out. But if she got her morals saying, listen, I shake this ass for money, and she go and she shake it to the best of her ability, because she got nothing on her mind but her morals and her values. She like, listen, I got to pay these bills. I got to do this and that. I got to take care of these babies. I'm by myself. I'm going to shake it like nobody else can. I'm going to be the best I could be. She going to get what she going to get. That's why you seeing a lot of these women out here being successful in their own right. Because they had a thought to themselves. They figured out, they say, listen, I got to make this shit make sense. I got to make this shit add up. It's not making sense. I don't know how to do nothing to balance my life out. I don't know how to cook, clean. I don't know how to take care of myself the proper way. I don't know how to be a good father. I don't know how to be a better mother. It's a lot of things that you may question and you want to be better at and bring a balance to your life. But first thing you have to do is learn and sit back and be willing to learn. Before the pain. See, an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of a cure. I don't want a pound of cure. I want an ounce of prevention. I'm going to smoke that prevention up. And you can have a pound of that cure. You can smoke that cure up. But you're going to need that cure after it's already too late. You know what I'm saying? And you got to deal with the poorest mentalities. You got to go down to the bottom of the bottom and deal with the poorest mentalities, because that's the ones that's the most out of balance. And the stuff that we know is rich. The knowledge we have is rich. So you balance that out by giving it to the poor. Let me say that again. The knowledge we have is rich. We poor people, but the knowledge is rich. And we got to give it to the poor people. You got to give it. You got to give it. That's the cold part right there. While people out there, the people that sell this type of information, that's the church. That's the corporations who mislead you from the truth. It's the corporations. It's the religions. But I don't know if you can find anybody out there that's going to be able to teach you the truth the way somebody is. Listen, somebody who's doing bad that's still willing to help you got to be telling the truth. You feel what I'm saying? A poor man with nothing who will still take time out of his day, even though he ain't got his shit right, to help you get your shit right. And then you could say, well, my shit got right, and look back and still see this man's shit ain't right. That's a poor man that helped you. That's why his shit ain't right. It ain't about, oh, if the knowledge is rich, then you be able to use it to get your money. Motherfucker, you need a skill and training to get some money. Because if you use this, what I'm telling you, to get some money, boy, I'm telling you, listen, are you working today? Can't get no money off that. Are you working today? It's the worst question in the world. When somebody asks you that, they don't respect you. All the way. See, it's what comes with being poor. A poor man. Poor man. Are you working today? That's a fucked up question to ask somebody that works every day. That's a fucked up question. You got to ask somebody at 8 o'clock, how was your day, man? That's what you do. How did work go? Did you get a lot done? That's the type of question you're supposed to ask a motherfucker. Ask somebody, are you working today? Somebody that works every day. It tells you about their work. You don't respect the work I do. This is obvious now at this point. Which means you don't respect how I see God or nothing if you tell me I should worship what you worship to pull myself out of hard times. Oh, I can see what you believing in don't work for you. I can see that shit. I can see all that you saying you God, it ain't working for you. I can see, listen. If you was God, your life wouldn't be like that. Let me just tell you like this, man. Believe in what the fuck you want to believe in. I don't even care. Just don't try to force that shit on me. I'm not trying to force nothing on none of y'all. You ask me who I am, I'm going to tell you who I am, and now you got an opinion. Now you got an opinion about who I am, don't you? Now you're upset and you got something to tell me about myself, don't you? Okay. I ain't got nothing to tell you about you. I ain't talking about you at all. At all. I ain't got nothing to say about you. You know why? Because I know who the fuck I am. You need to worry about who you are. You need to worry about your prayers and the things you want in your life. Because the things that I want in my life, I need help from people, from men and women, actual living human beings. And if the human beings ain't gonna help me and tap in, then ain't nothing gonna fucking help me. Ain't no goddamn mystery God coming to help me. I figured that out a long time ago. Before I went through any struggle. And then I went through a struggle knowing that. And then overcame my struggle. Just same way anybody could have overcame that struggle. I could have been a Christian, a Muslim, or anything I wanted to be and overcame that struggle. Hebrew, anything. And then used that overcoming as an undertaking, as to say, what I believe in got me out of this. The only thing that gets you out of hell is the truth, sir. Give a fuck what you believe in. The truth. And what's the truth? What is the truth? I don't mean you describing this and that and your name on the dotted line. I don't mean that. Shouts out to E40. Some people can't tell the truth to themselves. You can't look in the mirror and tell yourself the truth. You can't accept reality. That's what I mean by telling the truth. Accept reality. Do you know how to accept things? And I don't just say it mean accept failure or nothing like that. Not like that. But you got to accept failures too. But that's not what I mean. To accept the truth. The truth is that it exists. It is here. It is. It's right there. That's the truth. This is a microphone. Okay? This is what we call it. It's here. I'm going to use it. It's the truth. I see it. But what's the truth? You're the truth? Yo, that's the original man who could rise out of the hells, not just of North America, but out of the hells of the world. Overcome the struggles that have been purposely set against him and still be happy. Find him for me. God, to me, is a black man that can overcome this system mentally first, mentally, period, and be happy about life while living a righteous life and helping others towards their happiness so that they could be happy like him. But what makes you happy? I'm talking about the absolute happiness. Happiness can only come from happiness. Love, true love, peace, and happiness can only come from somebody not putting barriers in your way. If it's always a speed bump in your way, you'll never always have peace, love, and happiness 100% of the time unless you're happy about going over speed bumps. When it's a smooth sailing coast clear, you got speed bumps. Who the fuck put these speed bumps here? Got a problem with that. trying to slow down the God speed. You put a speed bump. And some people see the speed bump, it's just slow down. It's part of life. No. Ain't no speed bumps on the other. It's a 2-lane street. It's a barricade in between. We all going the same way, but they lane over there. It's like the fast track on the 10 freeway. These motherfuckers going 100 miles an hour. We in traffic, stuck, and they going 100. I've been in fast track doing 100. Now what? I don't care. It's the truth because it was safe. I made it. I wasn't doing it bumper to bumper. I'm talking about, but the fast track is made for you to go fast. That's what I thought it was. It was called a fast track. Speed limit, fast track. It's a knee slapper. Listen, there was no speed bumps at one point in time. And that's how we got to the speed bumps. There was no speed bumps. Somebody did some shit, and now they made some speed bumps. And I ain't talking about the speed bumps in your street. I'm talking about in your life, bro. Slavery, speed bump. No education, speed bump. Penitentiary, speed bump. Penal codes, speed bump. Messed up school system, speed bump. Oh, you got to get a license to carry your firearm, speed bump. I'm just trying to think of more. Crack, speed bump. Guns in your community, speed bump. Crack and guns, speed bumps. Drugs, speed bumps. Gang banging and senseless murdering, speed bumps. Whatever the history you got on it, it's a speed bump. Any type of negative thing for us is a speed bump that we didn't create. We've never created something negative for ourselves. Just to let y'all know. We've never created something negative for ourselves. So even when they say black on black crime, we doing it with tools that y'all gave us. That's like coming to my house and saying, nice garden. And I say, well, thanks for the shovel. It's your shovel. Hey, you got a nice hole here. Yeah, you gave me the tools. Appreciate it. Now I can grow food. We don't want to give me those tools, though. Like you did with the Homestead Act in 1861. You don't want to give me them tools, though. You want to give me guns and drugs, fucked up schools. And you don't give it to me. What you do is you start a good community, and then when we come in, you just move out. And then when you move out, I guess you leave shit behind, like crates of guns and shit and kilos of cocaine. You just leave it behind. Y'all don't bring it. Y'all just leave it. And I guess we just run into houses and find shit. Or we just get keys to locks on trains and all of a sudden there's crates of military weapons like they was doing in the 80s. In the 70s and all that shit. I had to crack my neck, man. Y'all probably heard that, man. Just sitting up in this uncomfortable situation. I got to get me a chair that allow me to lean and stuff. But, you know, what are you doing today? Are you working? No, I'm not working. I'm just going to sit here and sit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to do nothing today. I mean, I'm not even that type of character. If I ain't doing nothing, I'm doing something. Something to me is or nothing, something to you, and my work to you is not work to me. I don't believe in funding white supremacy no more. I mean, it don't matter what you do, you're going to fund somebody other than you. And it ain't about that. Well, I'm not trying to fund the propaganda no more. I'm good. Now, I'm a big fan of hip hop, but I ain't buying nobody music that ain't talking about something positive. I'll listen. I ain't buying. I ain't going to shows. None of that shit. I ain't going to the club. None of that. Done data. It's over. Pretty soon, they finna start clapping up them clubs like they do in the grocery stores. It's nobody important at the club, though. That's what y'all got to realize. If y'all was important, they would have just blew that motherfucker up. Come on, man. They do that to important people. They just get rid of you. If you important to us. There's some important black people out there. You just ain't important to your people. You know what I mean? All y'all not important to us. Or important for us. Let me say it like that. Because everybody, you're important to us. It's a lot of people that got the money and the bag, and they important to us too. But important for us? No. You're not even working for us. You're working for somebody else. You're working somebody else. You got a job. All these, I'm a black owner. Somebody told me Michael Jordan is the owner of this. And I said, man, if I don't stop hearing this type of shit, man, Michael Jordan got percentages, man. You know what I mean? There is not one Caucasian on this planet that's going to let you own 100% of something that they helped you fucking build. You fucking get out of here. Everybody just go sit down. Take a seat. And it's good to have shares and stocks. I'm not a fucking hater. I'm just saying when somebody says owning, I own some shit. I ain't gonna tell you what I own, but I own some shit. I own some shit. I own it. And maybe and that's in public, private type of language. You could probably call my bluff if we talking about a different language. But as far as the layman's language, layman's terms, like this microphone, I own it. However, I didn't make it. I don't own the patent to it. I can't reproduce this motherfucker and sell it because they will come and sue me. So AKG owns this, but I bought it. So I exchanged it for value. I accepted this for value. So now it's mine and I could use it to my benefit. I'm the beneficial owner of this microphone, but I'm not the producer. I'm not the creator of this microphone. And you can't claim that type of shit. So there is no black NBA owner. There is no NFL owner. There is no black, let's just say, major record label owner. They all got to go and do business with somebody. It don't matter. They got to do business with somebody else. You got to work for somebody, period. Because funding don't just come with funding. It come with limitations and instructions, and it come with do's and don'ts. And, somebody will pull their funding away from you if you doing what they told you not to do. But we in a different time where things is changing, so maybe I'm in an illusion. Maybe brothers do got power. Maybe it's some brothers in Hollywood and in New York, Times Squares, that do got power. Or maybe it's these white men in business suits that still got all the power. And that's what I'm thinking it is. I'm thinking these white men in business suit got it sold the fuck up. And I don't know who the hell is scared of these white men in business. You know why they scared? Because they got that military. That's why they scared. They got the police. That's one thing about these suits. One thing about these suits, boy. They ain't even got to call the cops for them to arrest you. Nigga, the police gonna arrest you for talking to one of these suits the wrong way. That's what we living in. That's the time we live in. You're going to get arrested. The suits, the government, they all work for each other. And that's the messed up part. So if you thinking that the government is letting somebody take over, then you tripping. And the government is the people that perpetuated slavery in the first place. So just think about that. Think on that. That's deep. The slavery is, the power to enforce the 13th and 14th Amendment is with Congress. It says that in the Constitution. So Congress has the power to enforce the 13th and 14th Amendment to the Constitution. Congress is the ones that got the power to put you in jail. Congress is the ones that got the power to allow you to vote, allow you to do this and that, and it's giving you permission. Not rights, permission. So y'all brothers is permitted to get your money with these suits. And look what happens. You get RICO'd. Them suits ain't trying to save you now, buddy. They all work for the same team. You think them record labels give a damn about them police coming to take you to jail? They gonna get money anyway. You owed them money that they gonna get anyway. They know how to get the money anyway and then make you owe a bill collector. That's what you call collections. They gonna sell your debt one way or the other. And then maybe use a piece of that to help you pay for an attorney. But I doubt it. These motherfuckers got record deals getting public defenders after these record labels hear the evidence built up against these stupid motherfuckers. Our stupid motherfuckers. You feel me? These our dummies. Don't just call them a dummy. It's our dummy. How about that, motherfucker? I'm fired up every day. I'm waking up. Are you working today? Are you working today? What are you doing today? Working? Duh. Destroying this shit. I got proof upon proof. Listen, I got a pet peeve. Are you working today? Another thing, listen, communicate. You go to the park with your children. Talk to the fucking adults, okay? Adults need to talk to adults. Parents need to speak with parents. Don't let your children come play with my children without speaking to me. I take that, I don't even take it disrespectfully because you're not disrespecting me by not doing that. You're just showing me that we got problems. That's what God damn, this another pack of children coming to play with my children and they mama sitting right there, letting they see their son see your son taking my son ball. My son put his foot up about to kick your son in the head, and you seen me tell my son, don't do that. Don't kick that little boy. Listen, son. You tell him, listen, boy, you call them both son. Listen, son. Y'all play with the ball together. But you can't take this ball. You know what the little boy said? That boy started crying and ran. I said, all right. So I let him run. I ain't chase him. I ain't grab him. I walked. He ran. I walked. He's a little boy. I'm walking. I said, all right. Hey, man. I don't want to be mean to you, man. I got to take the ball back over here, though. This ball is for them. Like, come on and play, man. Don't run with the ball, man. You ain't got to cry. High five, man. You know what I'm saying? The kids pops like, oh, man, my bad. Like, no, it's all good, man. He could come play, bro. Like, you feel me? He could play with the ball. We just don't want to lose the ball. He like, man, I understand, bro. Exactly. See, I looked for his pops. And that's how you do that. And I talked to that man's pops. But it was a time where it was a woman by herself. And I don't want to approach her and make her feel uncomfortable and make her feel like she needs to go get a man to talk to me. Because it's like, things can get sideways quick just because of nothing. So I just, you got to go coach the kids for them like you they daddy. And that's what you got to do. You got to tell these children, hey, look, man, don't throw sand at each other. Y'all build a sand castle with the sand. Use the sand to build something, not to destroy. You tell them that type of stuff. Communication. Don't be afraid to communicate with your people. And it don't matter if you black or white. And then I see a lot of uncomfortable, there's a lot of tension going on out here. White people are real comfortable saying hi to you, and you ain't comfortable saying hi to them. Why? What you scared of is we still got this little syndrome. White people don't even want to say hi to me. They can see it, and them motherfucker got a kufi on. Nah, I'm playing. It's just, when you go to the park, kids play together, but in certain cities, it's more black children, right? And when you see stuff like that, now you see Caucasians, they're a little different. But you got to watch out for that gentrification type of Caucasian who will let his children come play with your children. And he don't really give a damn about his children. He care about the gentrification going on. He care about that bag. He really studying y'all. While y'all children playing together, he's studying you. Don't let him fuck around and ask do you live around this neighborhood? Boy, he coming to buy it. So let's not get caught up in not communicating with each other. And another thing is, stop asking me if I'm working today. I'm not going to put no names on that one. But you know who you are. You know who you are. Don't ask me if I'm working today. Don't ask me what I'm doing today. Because you know what I'm doing today. I'm working today. Peace. I got Schmo Bandy in the building. Yeah. Don't ask me if I'm working. Go ask the next motherfucker. You don't go to 7-Eleven and ask the motherfucker, are you working today? Because you see he's at work. But since I don't got a name badge and a 7-Eleven and at a desk at somebody's office, I'm not working. Now I'm not working. Now I'm not trying to, motherfucker, I'm trying to get the bag for my family, for my peoples. Motherfucker, we trying to be the business. We need 500 employees. And I shouldn't have to entertain motherfuckers to do that. But we are some people that's, boy, we entertained. So you got to entertain some of these folks. I got to make this a little humorous for y'all. Make y'all laugh a little bit. Might make you cry a little bit. Because all that laughing don't mean nothing but pain to me, you know. All that. We only laugh because we really in pain. Everything I've laughed at on this show is not funny. Nothing, or let me say, nothing I've laughed at on this show is funny. Nothing. Not one thing was funny. I'm only laughing at the irony. I'm laughing at the obviousness. I'm laughing at the oblivious ignorance. I have to laugh at it. You gotta laugh at it to keep yourself from crying. Because of it. Because I'm telling you, this reality we live in and people not seeing it is fucked up. Because if we keep going down this path right here, boy, we're going back into slavery. It's without a fucking doubt. And there ain't going to be no one or two persons like me to speak up that's going to get shit cracking. If we're going to get it cracking, we're going to be out of there. They going to chip a motherfucker. You out of there, baby. You out of there. And it's going to be a cool little struggle. Listen, just deal with reality right now. We're going back into a time where people don't even want to read. Ain't no, if they say it's illegal to read right now, today, nobody would be affected. Because everybody use their cell phone. Now, if you say we cutting off every cell phone tower in the country, no blacks can have phones. First, they would have trouble because nowadays you go get a cell phone, you ain't got to say whether you white or black, put no ID on it or nothing, just get a phone. So if they said we're cutting off every cell phone in the ghetto, in this ghetto, boy, you have a riot. Motherfuckers ain't letting go of them cell phones not knowing how valuable these books is. Books is heavy. The cell phone go right in your pocket. So download the fucking books. Save them, and now you got a device. But my point is, you know, slavery involved no reading, no writing, and free labor. Is free labor coming back? Can't you see it? They trying to make your shit digital. The fuck is digital currency? Tired of people talking about the digital currency shit. If digital currency is the way to freedom, motherfuckers would have been free, bro. They've been having digital currency a long fucking time. Let me tell you right now. Ain't no freedom in any currency. The only freedom you're going to have in currency is producing it. So if they do create a system where we have digital currency and you don't produce, if you're not the producer of it, you're the consumer of it. And if everybody can make their own form of digital currency, then what value is it going to have for one? One of these currencies has to be the currency. And somebody has to make it. Now, if it's a thing where it's like all people have a ability to produce this currency, then what is it worth? It's not worth shit if everybody can make it. Think about it. Can you sell apples if everybody has an apple tree? Huh? Can you? I mean, maybe 3 months out the year, a nigga might come buy apples from you. But if you got your own apple tree, you most likely you ain't buying apples all year round. So currency ain't no goddamn freedom. Freedom is in you studying in us uniting under the common ground that the 14th Amendment takes away all of our rights. It ain't just black people enslaved no more. Now we all enslaved. That's the thing. Hell no. In the Constitution, they don't got gold back in the dollar. They can't. 1933, Franklin D. Roosevelt announced that the country is bankrupt. House resolution. He announced it with his own fucking mouth. The country's bankrupt. Who paid for it? The Federal Reserve. When did they get started? 1913. A year before World War I. Gold back in the dollar. I'll tell you how the gold got to this country. So, when the American Revolution ended, there was no gold with the British colonies. Let's get that clear. Unless it was gold that they stole and stuff like that from South America. The gold that was at Fort Knox came from other countries' slave trade. So France had gold, Portugal or Spain had gold, England had gold, and Morocco had gold, and all these countries that recognized the sovereignty of the United States of America. In order to recognize the sovereignty, they had what that means when America says we had to get recognition from other countries. They use that word, them is trick words. We had to get recognition from other countries of our sovereignty. That just means we had to get a loan. We had to get some money. When we went to war with Britain, we lost all of our money, and Britain was our money. Britain funded the British colony. So when they went to war with Britain, they had no more funding. They were starving. It was the first Great Depression. So they had to sign treaties with other countries. The first treaty they signed was called the Treaty of Paris. And France gave gold to the United States of America, or the United States Federal Government Corporation. They loaned them some money. And in exchange for the money, they gave France a big chunk of land, Louisiana, and everything west of the Mississippi. Damn. Did y'all know that? That's why y'all need to understand what the Louisiana Purchase was about. See, they had to get France up out of here. They had to get France up out of here because, man, France was in the pot, and France was seen as a weak power. Always has been, except for the times of Napoleon, who almost conquered the world for France. And when he lost, his miserable loss led to the fucking Rockefellers. Or no, the Rothschilds. That's who it led to. James fucking Rothschild, having control of the stock market, sent word that Napoleon had won the war, and all of the investors sold their stocks, and this motherfucker James Rothschild turned around and purchased them all. He was in control of the communications. Or he was a direct line of communication. And when he made the announcement, everybody believed him. This the Rothschild. He got the bread. He got the money to back his word. Why not believe him? He's a fucking snake. Snaked all you. See, that's an example of white on white crime. It ain't got to be about the gun, but they crime is over power. They'll snake each other over the power. They'll snake each other over the power, boy. This is how you got governments that hate each other, because it's about the snake moves over power. It ain't got nothing to do with you. And if the snake move is that big of a snake move, we going to drop a fucking bomb. That's what they going to tell them. We're going to send some troops in there if you snake us too bad. But we know you coming to snake us. That's what your job is to do. Everybody's fighting for the power. So where was we at? Before we got into the goddamn Napoleon, we was talking about France, the Treaty of Paris, and how the United States of America has gold. Okay? We got to backtrack because, boy, we was getting deep into that Napoleon, into that France, getting hyped up. Why do people want power like that? It makes no sense to me. I mean, listen. It makes all the sense in the world to me. If you had an expiration date and you knew you had an expiration date, let's say you was a gallon of milk. No, I'm just playing. Let's just say you was something of value that, if it's possible, to be something of value that is aware that you have an expiration date. Now, let's say you expire in a month. Now, what you gonna do about extending your expiration date. You wanna last for 2 months. So you doing things to last for 2 months. Now the whole world is with you. This is what you call the New World Order, because all of them, no matter what, are going to fight to be alive longer. All of them is. This is what the great Caucasian fight is about. It's about extending the life expiration date, because Caucasian people do not have a forever expiration date. Okay, eventually, I mean, you just gotta have babies with the original person, and then you're gonna go back to being black anyway. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going back to the original. It came from the black man, it's going back to the black man, and that's just what it is. It's nature. So, and this is what they predict. This is they science. They had a stillbirth in America, you know, a lot more, which means the rate of their birth is the same rate of their death. This is what they mean by stillbirth. Not that their babies are dying at birth at high record numbers. The Caucasian babies are known to die at birth more than other people's babies. This is just a fact, okay, for different reasons. But we're talking about the ratio of life to death. Black people produce like 6 babies before a motherfucker die. We had like a 6-to-1 production ratio. The Caucasian is at a stillbirth, which means for every baby that's born, one of them is dying. They have no growth of population. They haven't been growing in like in a decade. They haven't grown. The population of Caucasians has not grown worldwide. And this is a fact. This is why global warming. Because let me tell you something about global warming. If it gets too hot in this motherfucker, a lot of them motherfuckers gonna catch skin cancer. And it ain't gonna be everybody gonna die, but they're gonna have a negative. When you have a negative production rate, at that point, you're dying. And you ain't gotta die. You ain't, I'm dying physically. No, you're dying as a collective group of people. And this is what racism is for. To keep it alive. To make America live again. Great again. Live again. Okay? Our rate of production, they can't say this on TV. They can say all the other shit, the taxes and all, you're running our economy into the ground. They're using certain language to say, hey, we're not even making babies. This is what Trump is saying. We're not making things from America. Everything's from everywhere else. We're not making babies. All of our babies are from somewhere else. Every baby in America is from Mexico, from Africa, from Germany, he's not born in America. This is what they're saying. They're not saying you ain't making fucking cotton gins no more. You ain't producing t-shirts. I can't believe we're not making all the plastic remote controls for the TVs. That's not what they talking about. I'm talking about babies, birth certificates. We need more children. And Trump was saying, listen, while I was in office, we was fucking. We was having, listen, the birth rate while I was in jail was higher than the death rate. Or when I was in office was higher than the death rate. Now that Biden's in, the death rate for the white people is higher than the birth rate. This is the problem that they having with Joe Biden. Joe Biden, you letting us die, you stupid motherfucker, just because you, but it don't matter, because listen, at the end of the day, it's all about keeping a certain amount of them alive. They don't give a fuck about the population. They care about the elite. The elite. This is what you call a liberal. This is a liberal action. Liberal versus conservative. What is conservative? Conservative means to conserve the population. Liberal means to liberate the population, which means do what the fuck we gotta do to stay alive. Conservative is like, no, we need to stick together and keep things and conserve the things the way they used to be. This is why they say, you know, Republicans say, make America great again. We want to conserve what America, the liberals like, no, things are going to change. We're going to change things. Conservatives like, yo, fuck that change. Fuck that change. And it's crazy because his thing was change. And Trump's was make America great again. So you could see the liberal and Obama and Biden and all that. And then you could see the conservative, but Joe Biden's a fucking conservative too. He's a fucking snake, boy. He's a Republican and Democrat skin. I don't even hate on Republicans, but whatever. We got to stay on track. The gold in America came from countries giving America loans so that America could have their sovereignty. Of the United States federal government corporation needed to get recognized. And a great example of this is actually on the John Adams documentary. If you look it up, if you look it up on YouTube, it's a clip between Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson where he explains exactly why they need a national debt. He says, listen, we're going to, and this was after the American Revolution. He said, we're going to, and I think Sam Adams was there. John Adams, I mean. They was having a conversation, and he said, listen, we're going to get money from other countries. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use that money, and we're going to pay the states. And the states are going to owe us that money that we owe the other countries. And this is how we're going to create a national credit system. Because when France gave them money, that created an international credit. Credit means debt. If America's in debt to France, as long as they keep paying their bill, right, they're in good standing. Same way if you pay your credit card bill, you in good standing. So America has a bill with France, and they paying them over time or in good standing to keep good credit. So they had an international credit with a bunch of different countries. I think it was like 69 countries that or something. I got to look it up to be exact, but a bunch of countries gave America gold as a credit and said, listen, you get your shit together, you're going to pay us back. That's what that meant. So they gave the money, the federal government gave the money to all the states, the 13 colonies, state of Georgia, the state of Tennessee, the state of Virginia, state of New York, such and such and such, right? So, and John Adams was against that. And he told Alexander Hamilton that's dangerous because now you're creating a, see, Alexander Hamilton, or their goal was to create a republic, but Alexander Hamilton created something different. He was the first treasurer. Okay, that motherfucker on your $10 bill was an evil motherfucker, man. And his motherfucking mama was black. So it's real history. But the whole point is Alexander Hamilton is the one that said, listen, what we need to do is create a national debt by taking the money that these countries are giving us and give it to the states. And then we'll still be able to spend our money from the states because, listen, that's a front. So now, because who needed the money after the American Revolution? The colonies. They needed the money because the colonies was fucked up, in particular Massachusetts. They needed the money to rebuild and reconstruct after war. After war, you got reconstruction. So they needed to do reconstruction. And the only way to do that was to borrow the money from the federal government. And now the states owe the federal government, and the federal government owns the foreign countries. So now you have a two-way debt. It's called a quasi-contract. Ooh, I love studying, boy. Quasi-contract. It's a four-way contract. How is it a four-way contract? Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. The foreign countries, let me do it like this. The states owe the federal government. The federal government owes the foreign countries. Who does the state owe? They owe the people. Who is the first person that they made a promise to? The people. At first, it was the white people, so you know they wasn't finna stab. Back then, they wasn't finna stab them white people in the back. So they said, listen, not only do you owe the federal government, first and foremost, you owe the people. So before you could pay us, you have to do your duties to the people. And then we come second. The peoples are the beneficiary. This is a well-known concept in the Constitution. People are first. Government is second. Now, the banks are first. The government is second. And the people are last. You're last. How does it feel to be last place? How does it feel to know that all the gold in this country is still here, but they discharged it? Let me give you an example. Let me tell you what happened. So America owed all this money, and it just took them too long to pay. So they said, listen, this is what we're going to do. This is what the other people, like France and all the people that loaned America money. They said, look, we're going to start a business in America. We're going to call it the Federal Reserve. And we're going to use our money to pay off your debt. So let's say America owed $10 trillion, and it was 10 countries. These 10 countries made the Federal Reserve, and they all put $1 trillion up to pay off the debt for America. So now, if you pay, let me give you an example. If A owes B, I'm C. C comes in and pays the debt for A. Who the fuck do A owe now? He don't owe B no more because B got paid. B got paid. A owes C now. You understand what I'm saying? See, now A owes C because C paid off A's debt to B. So C said, look, 10 trillion B, let me give you this 10 trillion. And now, hey, look, you in my pocket now, nigga. You done fucked up. And that's the Federal Reserve. You done fucked up. You done fucked up. You done fucked up. Don't tell us what we can't do. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You wouldn't have sovereignty if it wasn't for this money in my pocket. Shut the fuck up. Who's your daddy? Yeah, exactly. Bend over. Fucking us. The Federal Reserve been fucking us. So y'all can keep on making it black and white. Man, we all need to fucking unite. Because the Federal Reserve is what's controlling the judge. The judge can't speak because of the Federal Reserve. The sheriff can't help you because of the Federal Reserve. All of them are in the pocket. Don't you get it? They bought the government. They bought your officials. Your officials can't sue. The judge cannot sue the federal government in his court. He got to go to the feds. The sheriff cannot take a Federal Reserve board member to jail under state law. A sheriff could arrest anybody in his fucking county except, you guessed it, a Federal fucking Reserve employee. Ain't that something? How a sheriff can arrest anybody. The sheriff can arrest the governor. If the governor fuck up, if the governor get caught drunk driving in his county, the sheriff has the right to arrest anybody. Because the sheriff is what you call a constitutional officer, a constable, high priest. He can arrest anybody on the fucking land in his county. This is why you have a county in every state. It's separated by counties. And you got one officer in each county. One officer. There's only one. Fuck all that city police. There's only one police officer in the whole fucking county of every state. So if you got 50 counties in your state, it's 50 police there. And these 50 officers can arrest any fucking body. See, the city police can't arrest. Pomona police can't arrest people in L.A. But the L.A. County Sheriff can arrest you in any fucking city in L.A. County. And this is the point I'm trying to make here. He can arrest any fucking body. The president can be arrested by the sheriff in his county. You better fucking believe it. You want to bet? The motherfucking president. Anybody can be arrested. Who you think arrests the president if the president's got to get arrested? If the president does something illegal, he going to get arrested by the marshals or a sheriff. None other. They not going to send city police. So what you got to understand is all these elected officials are in the pockets of the Federal Reserve. And if the rules ain't for the Federal Reserve, then good luck, because they make all the rules based on them. All the rules is based on the Federal Reserve's ability to sue or be sued in the federal court only. And now they make it tough and made loopholes for you to defend yourself at the common law level, state to state. When you used to be able to just say, Your Honor, this charge was unconstitutional, and this state says this, because all the states are one United States of America. So you could use the Constitution of this state in that state if you was a citizen of that state, because that's called diversity of citizenship. Now, there's many different ways to go about this shit, and they make it hard. They had to rewrite it and make it hard. This is why they're going to say, I can't give you legal advice. Why? Because I work for the bank. The government became the bank, and that's the day the government became the bank is the day that this went to shit. Okay, and I'm talking like a straight Caucasian man. Because treat me white, don't treat me right. Yeah, I'm a black man, motherfucker, but you ain't finna treat me like a slave. So just treat me like a man. And to treat me like a man in America, the only man that existed when the Constitution was written, technically by law, was the white man. So treat me white, don't treat me right. I don't want to be treated like no newly freed slave. Treat me like you treated Benjamin Banneker. Intelligent black man, respectful. You know what I'm saying? Hell no, I don't want to join your societies and your Masons, and I don't want to join that shit. I don't want to join none of your religious, none of your scientific, none of your societies. Because all I want you to do is allow me to just back the fuck up and do my own thing. Just back the fuck up. That's all you gotta do. And that's what you supposed to fucking do. It's like an officer saying, what you doing? Motherfucker, shut the fuck up. Because at the end of the day, no officer is even supposed to ask you a question unless they suspect you of committing a crime. A real fucking crime in the Constitution. Motherfucker, hey, stop there. I'm just walking down the street. Stop there. No, you stop there. You keep going, motherfucker. You just keep going. But we in a police state. Are you working today? You don't ask the police that stupid ass shit. I heard the police in the courthouse say, once a cop, always a cop. Nigga, once you on duty, you always on duty. That's what I'm saying. So if they think like that, then, and that's something they say, and I overheard him say it. Like I'm eavesdropping, heard him say that shit. So, man, once a righteous person, always a righteous person, you know? Once a revolutionary, always a revolutionary, you know? It's just an internet revolution. Yeah, this shit is funny, man. So, get you a book, man. Study your legal maxims, read, and that's your reparations. You want your reparations? Pick up a book. That's the only form of valuable paper you're going to receive. And you ain't going to get it for free. You got to go buy it. Get you a library card. Go to the library. Go read. Take 30 minutes out of your day and read. And I'm really speaking in particular to black people. For sure. Because, motherfucker, we got a long history of not reading, and we need to stop that shit. We need to, you know, make some corrections one at a time. Okay? I ain't saying be a vegetarian. I'm saying pick up a book. Now, if your diet is preventing you from reading, then you need to analyze that. Sometimes your diet can make you lazy. You eat the wrong food, sugar. Sugar make me tired. Some people say sugar makes you hyper. Sugar makes me tired, certified. If I'm off too much sugar, it gotta come with caffeine, which is a double whammy to my heart. It's not good for me. So I need to, you know, control my shit. There's things that I know I need to do, but we're gonna rock till the wheels fall off. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna rock till the wheels fall off. We're gonna drink less coffee and more water. We're gonna make the adjustments, but people gotta do what they gotta do, man. At the end of the day, you're going to do what you do. I don't give a fuck what you do. That's not stopping you from being able to play a role in this fight for freedom. And the only people that may not see that we not free is black people. And Caucasians, they remember a time. I remember a time, boy. They remember them times when they had their freedoms. They remember now. They know that life is much restricted than it used to be. Let's take it back the way it used to be, except without the slavery. That's all I'm saying. Just take the slavery out of it. Call us, we the people. Get rid of the 13th, 14th Amendment. Tear down the penitentiaries. And educate us. Let's all live and educate. But no, you want to extend your expiration. You want to be white for a long time. You know you don't want to mix with the brown. You don't want to get down. And that's what it really is. And then you got some white people that don't care about that shit. They like, listen, love me some black people. Or, you know, she gets the white woman, I love my black man. Or I love this man. You know what I'm saying? And it's white people in the hood that have already made their choice on whose side they on. You know, they on your side. Now, will there be a test for all of them? Yeah, it'd be a test. Be a big test. You know what I'm saying? But there's definitely good people. The thing is, let me draw it in the sand. We can't say that. Listen, all white people are racist. The only way you could prove you're not racist is to speak out against the racism as a white person. That's the only way to prove you're not racist. Because it'll come a certain point in time where, you know, the test will be there for you. You got to go watch the movie The Spook Who Sat by the Door to really see what I'm saying even deeper. I'm talking about that white boy said, I'm black, man. I'm just as black as you, man. Man, he's like, man, he just let him be, man. And he talked to him by himself, though. He said, listen, man, you're white. And you need to be proud of that. You need to use that for us, to help us. If you really love us, use your whiteness to help us. Because whiteness is just an image thing. It's just a designated term. It's not who you are. It's just how they describe you. So use that description to help us. That's the only way I'm going to see that you're not racist. He uses he's sacrificing himself. That's a sacrifice. When you could go outside as a white man and say, hey, change these laws to make them better for blacks. What? Fuck you just say? I'm talking about, boy, they're going to want to hang you faster than they want to hang us. We need you. We need you. We need you to not be scared. Like Mayor Lindsay. Put your life on the line like our lives is on the line by default. We don't even want to put our lives on the line. We come outside and our life is on the line, boy. Go outside, your life is on the line, black man, black woman, black child. Your life is on the line, not just it's dangerous out there. No, that's for everybody. It's dangerous for whites. But whites' lives ain't on the line. On the line, literally on the line. There's somebody that wants to kill you in this country because of your tone, the tone of your skin. Ooh, that's heavy. That's heavy. I go outside with a different mission. I want my mission to be like the white man's mission. I'm going to get a Starbucks, get a coffee, going to work. And I get to feed my structure. See, every white man knows, you know, when they put that suit on and they go to work, I'm feeding the structure. I don't give a fuck if I get 20 an hour and Warren Buffett gets 20 million an hour. We're both feeding the structure. There's one thing we all got in common. We're white. I don't care if I'm a bum. I'm white in America. And you know what the law says? That means I could be a bum, a white bum in America, and stand up, start working out, go shave just clean my skin, get cleaned up, put a suit on, and go apply for a job. I could go apply for a job. I could be a fucking bum. They're not going to ask me about my education. All I got to do is talk right. What? Well, yeah, I'm pretty good at that. I'm pretty good at typing. I can type pretty good. Yeah. Well, how many words an hour? Well, I'm not sure. You want to give me a chance to prove myself? I don't know. You're so clean. Yeah, so clean. A nigga like me, I don't even put second thought into a job interview. I'm talking about, I'm trying to get lined up and all that. I'll go to them motherfuckers smelling good. They're like, man, piss in this cup. Piss in this motherfucking cup. Yeah, that clean shit don't work. Nigga, like you smoke weed. I see the purple on your lips. Piss in this cup. Exactly. You know, and you ain't got to smoke no weed. You gonna piss in that cup, though. And I'm talking shit, man. There's people that got them booming resumes. Don't got to do none of that. It's like my brother, he got the booming credit. He ain't got to, when he go get a car, they do not ask this motherfucker for pay stubs. They gonna ask me, though. Because I don't got the 750, and that's the whole point. You got to have the 750 and up and get your shit together, black man, including me. I got to get my shit together. That don't mean I got to worship what you worship. Motherfucker, if any of y'all Christians, black Christians, that think I should worship what you worship in America, what the fuck you got to say about Muammar Gaddafi? I mean, he's dead now. He got killed, but that motherfucker was a Muslim, had more money than all you motherfuckers. Man, there's Muslims out here with way more money and bigger houses and living way more lavish and know way more about technology. Boy, when a black man that's a Christian, black Christians get money, it's a little different. It's a little different. It's a little different, man. It's a little different. And I know. Don't listen. I grew up around some of the wealthiest black people. Don't get it fucked up. Don't get it messed up. Listen. The area I was born in was when I was a little boy, a little boy, and I seen things that my parents don't know I seen. We went to daycare in the hood, but the hood I went to daycare in was actually one of the wealthiest black neighborhoods in the country. So I lived around some ballin' ass black folks, and some of them was rich off crack. Real shit. It was some niggas that made money off crack that lived in the nice area. But we get Benzes, Range Rovers. We get big old hats and jewelry, nice outfits, go to church when we get our money. When they get their money, boy, I mean, it's like I like how Kanye's doing it. He doing it like them. So I come outside looking bummy, scruffy, hair grown. I'm a billionaire. I only had to worry about a lineup before I got the money. I had to worry about the lineup because that's all y'all cared about. All y'all wanted to pay was a nigga with a lineup. And now that I got the money, I don't need to line up. You ain't never seen Kanye come out like that while he was fucking with the rap shit. He come out looking crazy with the fashion. You ain't never seen him come out looking stressed and bummy. He stressed and bummy because he thinking about some, man, what can I really do with this money? Is this money power? We gonna see. So I don't give a fuck how he do it. The money is just supplemental to the mentality. So if you an asshole without it, you an asshole with it. You ain't shit without it, you ain't shit with it. And if you don't use it, you're just going to lose it anyway. And so I don't hate on no man's strategic position. I just know we live in a country that now everybody is under the same thing. There's still white privilege, but you got to access it. Used to be you could just come here and live it out. You could be scruffy, gruffy. I mean, George Washington didn't have no teeth. But now you got to have teeth to be a part of that shit. They've upgraded. If you ain't got no teeth, you're not, no. You're not in there, no. You got to have veneers. You want to bet a lot of them congressmen have veneers, no teeth in their mouth? So I'm just saying, it's just a different thing that we need to come together. We need to have a whole committee, black, brown, yellow, and white. Where the white people from the ghetto, they come and say, well, listen. No, everybody. The black man, he step up and say, this is what I've done this week. A brown man say, this is what I've done this week. The yellow man, this is what I've done. And the white man saying, this is what I've done this week. And we've all done something to defeat or to remove, to remove these speed bumps on this one-way street. It's a one-way street, and we all got to drive down the motherfucker, and this speed bumps for everybody. The thing is, y'all start off with some better cars, man. In America, y'all cars is seen more valuable, which means your body is the car. So white skin is seen by default as more valuable, you know what I'm saying, in America. And it's not something that I made up. I can't make this shit up. It's just when you born white, you born with more value to the system. You born black, you born with less valuable to the system. And it's actually a double standard to that, because being black, you're actually more valuable to the system. It's just that you ain't valuable if you working for your people. Nigga, you only valuable for us. Nigga, as soon as you get to talking that shit, this motherfucker talking on AOB, oh, no. You are invaluable. Boy, they calling me a traitor right now. I don't give a fuck what they call me, because I'm a true motherfucking native. And I'm down with the Articles of Confederation. I'm down with the Constitution. I'm not down with the abuse of power and tyranny. I'm not down with the lines. And I'm not down with people that ask me, are you working today? Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm not down with that. What you doing today? Man, what the fuck you think I'm doing today? Same thing you doing every day. That's why I don't call you and ask you that, because I respect you. I got enough respect for everybody that I know to not call them and ask them, are you working today? Unless it's a day where I really think that you're not working. It might be a Sunday or Saturday. Are you working today? I might ask you on those days. I'm never going to ask you on Monday to Friday if you are busy or doing something, because you better be. Otherwise, I don't need to be talking to you anyway. We don't even need to be communicating. You ain't do shit all week. The fuck you talking to me for? We ain't got nothing to talk about. The only thing we going to talk about on the day off is the shit we've been doing all fucking week. And that's the slave syndrome. Oh, how many barrels of cotton did you pick? How many pounds did you get this week? Man, I picked 500 pounds this week, man. What the fuck? 500 pounds? Yeah, look at my fingers, man. Come on, bruh. They don't tell you that cotton got thorns in it. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Imagine you pick a bunch of cotton and it all got blood on it. Ooh-wee, you done fucked up. Listen, I'm finna sign off, man. Work on communication. Don't ask people that work every day if they working today. It's very annoying. You know what I'm saying? And let me see if I can play my song. Let me see if I can drop this shit. We're going to drop this shit, man, for the outro. You know what I'm saying? You know what? You know where I'm messing up? Let me start it over, because last time I did that, the music didn't even play. I'm over here performing and shit. Music ain't even playing. See? When you getting this thing together, boy, you got to get it together. Is it playing now? Yeah, let me drop this for the outro.
Don't forget the yeah, you gotta invest in yourself. Why? You can't expect that from no one else. Nah, just put $1,000 on your shelf. Figure out your business name and structure then what else? A business address, don't forget the phone number. Now you getting mailing phone calls, 1-800-HUSTLER. Got my website cracking in this motherfucker. Matter of fact, order merch right now if you wanna. Articles of incorporations and bank accounts. More ways to get money is what I'm thinking about. I take 5 trade lines and make a paper route. 5 more trade lines, I got a safe amount. Go to another bank and put some money in the savings. Use it as collateral for credit card monthly payments. Pay the bill and let it cycle 3 monthly statements. Now I'm 1 step closer to my undertaking. Liquidate the vapor, turn the plastic into paper. Using other people's property like naughty by nature. You'll get trenched with the S in front. I play the background cause y'all hella front. Beat you like a set of drums. From what's next to come is best to run back to the business flow. I got good verses like I'm biblical. And getting money's my religion. 9/10 of this game is possession. 1/10 is position. Listen, I'm outside the box standing on my square prism. I do what I say cause my statement is the mission. Need I mention my righteous intentions? Thin line between vengeance and the right decision. Fuck your life cause we love killing, blood spilling. Bust guns to my trigger finger, get the numb feeling. Use a motherfucking slum villain. Fortune 500 hood niggas making millions off of drug dealing. And don't give back to the children. No gifts on Christmas, no turkeys on Thanksgiving. You alive but you ain't living. You alive, niggas stay fibbing. Straight to the grave of state prison. Now you just a number, see the lightning but you hear the thunder rumble overhead. Though you never wonder who is causing this to happen. Black clay molded into fashion. It be the God body rapping. Get your credit right. Nowadays that's how you maneuver. No swine but I piggyback the authorized user. I'm special like a Saturday night 5 shooter prime ruler. Get out of line and I'll fine tune you. Yeah, it's all on the business. It's all on the business. It's nothing personal, it's all on the business. Yeah, it's all on business. It's nothing personal, it's all on the business. My word is bond and God is my witness. Nothing personal, it's all on the business. Word is bond and God is my witness. It's nothing personal, it's all on the business. My word is bond and God is my witness. It's nothing personal, it's all on the business. It's never personal, it's all on the business.